Of course we are. Good morning, students, faculty, and staff, and welcome guests to our League of Legends Distinguished Alumni Program. I am the proud principal of United High School, and I'm honored to have our Longhorn League of Legends and their families with us today at this special celebration. Today we are honoring you because each of you, through your various accomplishments, has made this school and district very proud. At this time, we would like to ask everyone to please rise for the presentation of colors by our Air Force Junior ROTC, followed by the national anthem. The Pledge of Allegiance, Texas Pledge, and Moment of Silence will be recited by Student Council President Antonio Mendez.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. At this time, will we have a moment of silence to reflect, pray, or meditate? You may be seated.
Now I would like to recognize some of our special guests joining us this morning. First, we have our board member and UISD administration. Board member for United High School, Mr. Frank Castillo. Superintendent of Schools, Mr. David H. Gonzalez. Curriculum and Instruction Cabinet, Assistant Superintendent, Ms. Emma Lessel. Associate. Ms. Celia Taboada. Ms. Marisa Perez, and Ms. Ana Aguiar. Will our United High School faculty and staff please stand up and be recognized? And our distinguished alumni, if you can please stand up. Thank you. At this time, our board member, Mr. Frank Castillo, would like to address you all.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here with you today. I'm here because I want to show my appreciation to the newest members of our League of Legends, and congratulations. I also like to mention to all our students, our faculty and our staff, that people do not, or a person does not get to achieve things without doing things right. The thought for today for me is when I see the League of Legends, our legends being honored today, one word comes out and sticks in my mind about their success, and that is always to have good manners and have good habits. What do I mean by good habits? Getting up in the morning, getting dressed, going to school, learning in the classroom, paying attention, following through with your classwork, being respectful, learning how to say, yes sir, yes ma'am, thank you, you're welcome, opening doors for others, helping each other out. Some of those are traits that I think are emblematic of the people that we are honoring here today. If you and when you have a chance to talk to them individually, I am certain that they will share with you the habits they had to be successful. Once again, I'm here to thank everybody, but primarily our legends who are United High School alumni. I am very proud to be with you today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Castillo. Superintendent, Mr. Gonzalez?
Good morning, and I'll be very quick. This is a golden opportunity, boys and girls, young men and women, thought I was at elementary school. Young men and women, this is a perfect opportunity to continue your learning. It is a learning opportunity for you this morning by having individuals who have been in your shoes as students in United High School. And are now our legends, and they're official legends as of last night, so they can share with you their experiences and what they've done to get to where they are right now. It is an opportunity to take advantage of it. I thank you for your attention ahead of time. And on a last note, congratulations again, legends. Spring break is next week. Please take care of your needs, take care of yourselves, and be safe, okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. What does it mean to be a League of Legends? Today we are honoring several individuals as part of our League of Legends Distinguished Alumni Program. They were honored last night at a special ceremony, and today it brings us great joy to honor them at their alma mater. But what exactly is a League of Legends? Distinguished Alumni Award. What have these individuals done to deserve this coveted recognition? And how can you, students, also be one of our future honorees? Well, to be a United ISD League of Legends Distinguished Alumni, you must have distinguishable traits in the following areas: citizenship, responsibility, respect, and trustworthiness. You must also have a sense of responsibility to the community that you serve and have outstanding performance in your chosen career field. Now, each of these individuals has done all of this and more. So on behalf of United High School, we congratulate you and we are so excited to have you here this morning. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our activities coordinator, Ms. Patricia Martinez, who will be introducing our Longhorn students and honorees. Ms. Martinez.
Good morning, everyone. I have had the privilege to work with some of the most incredible and highly intelligent students here at United High School. They've grown up before my very eyes, and I am so proud to introduce some of them to you today. With us here this morning, I have 7 outstanding senior Longhorns who have been selected to recite our honorees' biographies. I will begin with Miss Layla Graham. She is the class of 2023 president, this year's WBCA ambassador as Princess Pocahontas, the FFA vice president, a 4-year laureate and senior social officer, National Honor Society member, a member of the principal's board, a 3-year superintendent student advisory member, and a United States Border Patrol Youth of the Month recipient. Upon graduation, she will be attending Sam Houston State University. Introducing legend Dr. Ninfa Peña Purcell, Ms. Layla Graham.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Ms. Martinez, for that beautiful introduction. Nino Peña Purcell, PhD of College Station, is a public health research scientist at the Texas A&M University Center for Population Health and Aging. She earned a PhD in health studies from Texas Image University and a master's degree in kinesiology from the University of Texas at El Paso. She is a proud 1975 United High School graduate and a lifetime laureate. In 2021, Dr. Peña Purcell was appointed by Texas Governor Greg Abbott to serve a 7-year term as a board member on the Texas Diabetes Council, TDC. Dr. Peña Purcell is currently the Professional Development Board of Trustees for the Society for Public Health Education, SOPHE. Her past professional service also includes serving as board member for the National Commission for Health Education Credentialing. Dr. Peña Purcell is the author of numerous health programs, including Live in Control and its Spanish version, Vivir en Control, a community-based diabetes self-management education curriculum. The focus of her work is empowering and engaging communities to address health needs of underserved minority populations. Alongside her work in diabetes research and practice, she is a certified community health worker instructor, which involves providing professional development and support to lay health workers or promotoras delivering chronic disease programs. She has received many invitations to conduct national talks, including the 2019 Association of Diabetes Care and Education Specialists Conference and American Diabetes Association's 2019 79th Scientific Session. Dr. Peña Purcell reflects on what made her career success possible and offers this advice. Believe in yourself, be willing to work hard and make sacrifices, have faith, and don't be afraid to fail, because each failure can be a stepping stone to success. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Ninfa Peña Purcell.
Good morning. Okay, a little louder. Good morning. Great, Longhorn. Thank you very much for the opportunity to talk to you today. I find it a real honor to come back to my alma mater of United High School, even though it's not in the same building. I vividly remember my graduation day from United High School and the exuberance of nearly 100 seniors. That means 100. That's quite small. And at that time, when we were graduating, we were at a point in our life where we were trying to figure it out on what we were going to do when we graduate and what we were going to do when we become grown-ups. Looking back, all I wanted to do was be a laureate for life. But then it was time to move on.
Most of who I am today is not what I imagined. It's so much more. My career accomplishments are largely due to two things: confidence and courage, which shaped my character as I became an adult. Confidence is believing in yourself that you can do what you set your mind to do. Courage is not giving up when things don't go as planned. Confidence and courage don't come easy, but it's a mindset that I developed through life's experiences. Looking back to my years at United High School, I can zero in on three insignificant things that would have later meaning in my life. The first was poor typing skills. That is, typing on the Remington electric typewriter, where you use carbon paper for a duplicate copy, and there is white typing ribbon for correction. I vividly remember the rows of tables with typewriters and the clattering sound of keys hitting the paper. I'd like to have a show of hands. How many have seen a typewriter? I mean, oh my goodness, that's impressive. But it's still not a full room. I just wonder if they still exist. But I was a dismal failure at typing. My grades were never an A like those typewriter speed demons who had a natural talent for this typewriting. My grades were not the best, and I worried how I would do in college if I couldn't type. The second thing that was insignificant was my D in French class. Living in Laredo, where Spanish is spoken at home, and my home is no exception, I thought that French would be easy. Since French and Spanish are Romance languages, I thought that the word usage and just speaking the language would be easy. But I was wrong. From the first day of class to when I saw my final grade of D, I was so disappointed in myself for taking that course. But the failure made me feel so inadequate. The last thing that I remember that I zeroed in on was losing out to my best friend who became a Lariat captain my senior year. I think everybody here can remember a time that they had a great rejection and how this life event is seared in your memory. This was a life-altering moment in high school. Looking back, I recall how significant that was. Fast forward 48 years later, and I reflect on this time of life where my identity was narrowly focused on being a Lariat. But what I remember most were the comforting words of the Lariat director, Ann Hart, who told me, "Ninfa, you're going to be a star. You're going to do great things." Mrs. Hart's encouragement has stayed with me to this day. These three things all point to one thing: perseverance. My typewriting never got better, but I graduated from college, and at 49, I got my PhD in public health. Typewriters were replaced by computers, and I made my career publishing papers. While I never became fluent in French, I did visit Paris, and I looked down on France from the Eiffel Tower. Being a Lariat is part of me to this day because of my love for dance that led to nearly 20 years of being in the fitness industry. Think jazzercise, permed hair in the 80s, and leotards. That was me. My love for fitness and wellness would eventually become an academic career in public health. While where I am today is not a straight path. It was not a straight path. But the twists and turns were all part of the journey that has made me the person I've become. There are many times that I wanted to give up, but around the corner, there was an opportunity that came from not giving up and believing in myself. If there's one thing that I want to share with you, it would be this. Whatever your disappointments are today, they do not define your tomorrow. Let me say that once more. Whatever your disappointments are today, they do not define your tomorrow. With courage and confidence, you can have a promising future. Also, I cannot fail to mention the importance of having faith in God, who is there to help you on your journey. Thank you very much.
Antonio Mendez is the Texas Association of Student Council's District 10 President, United High School Student Council President, the HOSA Secretary, the Class of 2023 Officer at Large, a National Honor Society member, a Principals Board member, a Superintendent Student Advisory member, and the Raiders representative for the Texas Advocacy Project and Teen Ambassadors of Hope. Upon graduation, he will be attending Texas A&M International University. Introducing legend Mindy T. Gasso, Antonio Mendez.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez. Mindy Gasso discovered early in high school she had a knack for speaking and writing. Fearless in front of groups, she especially enjoyed speaking on subjects she was passionate about. So upon graduating from United High School in 1986, Mindy enrolled in the Texas State University on a quest to earn her bachelor's degree in communications and public relations. While there, Mindy took on several part-time jobs to help stretch her financial aid dollars, while remaining active on campus, especially with the Mexican American Student Organization. Upon graduating in 1990, Mindy returned home on a mission to make a difference. After briefly working for the International Bank of Commerce, she was hired by United ISD as their public relations officer. It was during the next 4 years that her work in communications caught the eye of the state representative, Henry Cuellar, who offered her the position of communications director. She continued with him in his capacity through his appointment as the Texas Secretary of State. After spending her first 11 years in communication fields in education and state government, Mindy took on her third industry, healthcare, and over the next 3 years, learned the ins and outs of the medical industry. Shortly thereafter, in 2004, Mindy was approached by the KGNS TV with an offer to become a news anchor. After realizing the impact the role would have on telling relevant stories impacting her community, she accepted the challenge. Since then, Mindy has become a well-respected broadcast journalist, serving as news anchors in any given year and reaching in each of the station's broadcasts. This year, Mindy celebrates 33 years returning in Laredo with her communications degree. In that time, she received hundreds of recognitions and never hesitated lending her voice and volunteering her time to causes important to her community. While asked about the secret to her success, Mindy says it's simple. Be kind, be humble, be grateful, and when it comes to reporting the news, always listen, question, and dig a little deeper. Because while there's always two sides to every story, somewhere in between lies the truth, and that's the story that needs to be told. With much Longhorn pride, I present to you Mrs. Mindy T. Gasso.
I'm a little shorter than everybody else. I'd like to start off by just saying good morning, Longhorns. It's such a privilege for me to be back here in my alma mater. But before I begin, I would like to give a heartfelt thanks to the League of Legends Selection Committee here at United High School for placing me in this category with some really amazing people. I personally don't believe I belong in this group of talented individuals who have graduated from United, but I'm certainly happy to be back here in my beloved high school. So thank you to the committee members, the selection committee members, for placing me amongst these very esteemed individuals. So just reading their bios and you're thinking, what am I doing here? But it is a little difficult to talk about my life's journey to the path of my success, especially in 2 minutes, because I had a lot of challenges getting to where I'm at today. I wasn't very outgoing in high school. I had a lot of financial aid issues getting through college, as you heard. Had a lot of part-time jobs. Worked at Chick-fil-A in high school, went to Southwest Texas. It was named that at the time. Was an underwater mermaid to get through college, did taxes with the IRS. I did a lot of part-time jobs, so I had a lot of challenges to get me to where I'm at today, but so that would actually take a whole bunch of hours, and I'm always happy to talk to anybody who would like to talk about my journey. You know where to find me. I'm inside of the box every day, Monday through Friday on KGNS News. But what I would like to talk to you all about today are some of the lessons that I've learned along the way that I really, really want you to take to heart, because these really helped me get through some of these challenges and move forward to where I'm at today. So 3 things I want to talk to you about real quickly. First, not to overthink things. Second, to take risks. And third, to embrace failure. So when it comes to overthinking, the very first thing I want you all to think about was that overthinking things can actually prevent you from reaching your full potential. It can turn your anxiety levels to maximum drive, and it has the potential of stopping you from actually moving forward because you're overthinking things. So why do we overthink things? Well, because probably we think that we don't want to fail. And so we need to think about things and until we, finally come up with a decision, but that's not necessarily the truth. We need to remember that it's okay to take a risk every now and then, which means that it's okay to go with your gut instinct, and usually your gut instinct is the right thing to follow. Make decisions without going through the mental what ifs, because obviously those are going to drive you crazy. So from a personal experience, I can tell you 2 big risks that I've made that landed me here today was first, even graduating with a communications degree, because back then in 1986, it wasn't a field or a degree that guaranteed you an instant job or instant money. My parents, I remember telling me, be a teacher, go into nursing, go into medicine, go into something where you're practically guaranteed a job and some kind of income, but that's not what I wanted to do. I'm a yapper. I like talking, and so I wanted to do something like that, and I just needed to trust in God and trust in myself and in my abilities that I would find a communications job, and guess what? I did. I came back home and got a job in PR here at United ISD, so I'm so happy that I didn't go down a path that I knew wasn't going to make me happy. So that was risk number 1. Risk number 2, after being in communications for 12 years and working for Congressman Quaid, he was Secretary of the State, I had worked for UISD, I worked for Doctors Hospital, I had been in communications already for 12 years, I got this call from KGNS wanting me to, instead of being behind the camera, being in front of the camera and talk live in front of thousands and thousands of people and really put yourself out there. Well, I have no experience in broadcast journalism. That was not my forte. That was not my degree. But I wanted to tell stories. I wanted to let people know what was going on. And so I left communications and started a job that I had never done before, never had any experience in, and guess what? I failed. My first day giving the news was awful. I remember looking straight at the camera on live TV during a newscast saying, am I on camera? What camera do I look at? It was horrible. I mispronounced words. I just wasn't, I'd never done it before, but I refused to fail. I refused to give up, and I am now on my 14th year of being on camera, and it was the best decision I've made because I've been able to really tell stories and do investigative work and have an impact on people and go through COVID with all of our viewers, and it has just been the best joy in my life. But let's go back to failures. It brings me, that's my final lesson to you all. Failure is not a bad thing, and I'm going to repeat that. Failure is not a bad thing. Failures are opportunities to learn. You grow from your failures. You learn from your failures. You become a better version of yourself. Failures also motivate because you never want to fail again, so you are motivated to keep moving forward and get that driving factor to work harder and work better. But at the same time, do not let failures define who you are, because they do not. We are not defined by our failures. They are just lessons learned. So finally, I want to conclude with a metaphor. My mother is a retired librarian, so every lesson she ever gave us had to do with books. So she gave me some really great advice. It's a metaphor that I want you to remember. Your life's journey is like a book, with each chapter describing a milestone in your life. So maybe chapter 10 was your freshman year, chapter 11 was your sophomore year. And during each chapter of the book, events happen, situations happen, characters come into your life, and then maybe the next chapter, they go. Characters go, they leave. Well, that's exactly the way life is. Things happen, situations occur. Sometimes you're on top of your game in one chapter, and other times you might hit rock bottom in another chapter. And people will also come in and out of your life like characters. But this is called life, and it's just as in a book. We move forward, we read forward. We don't read backwards, we move forward. All we do is remember the chapters that we read prior, and we take those chapters, we learn from them, and we continue moving forward. Remember, you read a book and you keep turning the page that way. So we continue on to the next chapter. We only take with us the lessons we learned from previous chapters. So remember, this is what life is like. Be the author of your book. Make your book great and continue moving forward. And make your book a bestseller. So in conclusion, my message to you is to follow your instincts, take risks, follow your gut, don't overthink situations or opportunities, and learn from your failures and move forward and write your best-selling book. Write your own book that you are the author of. So with that, my fellow Longhorns, I only have one last thing to say, and that's hook 'em horns. Yay! Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Caso. And now, Romina Trevino is currently ranked number 3 in the class of 2023, an engineering and technology magnet student, the founder and president of the Magnet Club, a National Honor Society member, Principals Board member, a Superintendent Student Advisory Committee member, and a United States Border Patrol Youth of the Month recipient. Upon graduation, she will be attending the University of Texas in Austin. Introducing legend Dr. Marsha Renee Perales Hall, Ms. Romina Trevino.
Dr. Marsha Renee Perales Hull is a 1992 graduate of United High School, where she graduated with honors. During her high school years, she excelled in several curricular and extracurricular activities. She was a member of the National Honor Society, a member of the Student Council. She was a proud member of the Laureates and was selected captain in her senior year. She was also involved in community activities and had the honor of being chosen Laredo Young Teen and later Laredo Junior Miss. She was selected as 1991 mayor by the Noon Optimist Youth Appreciation. She was also a member of Phi Delta Kappa. Upon graduation, she received a full scholarship to the Laredo Community College, where she, amongst other things, advocated with the City Council for students to receive discounted Metro bus fares. She was selected for Who's Who among students in American junior colleges in recognition for outstanding merit and accomplishment as a student at LCC. She was also an NACA school delegate for LCC. After LCC, she transferred to Texas Tech University in Lubbock, Texas, where she pursued a degree in medicine and attained a doctorate of obstetrics and gynecology, and established her practice with other doctors. During her academic years at Texas Tech, she received the President's Honor Roll, awarded to students who gained a grade point ratio of 4.0. Before entering medical school, she worked with a research doctor and mentor, where she did research on virology and had her results published in the scholarly journal Archives of Virology. She has recently added a GWC FB5 hospice degree to her medical endeavors. It is my privilege to introduce to you Dr. Marcia Renee Perales Hall.
Hello. Y'all are falling asleep. Wake up. I am in the presence of some wonderful people, and I also believe that I'm hardly deserving of this award. But I'm going to tell you, just like everybody else, a little bit about my journey into becoming a physician. I didn't know that's what I wanted to do. When I was your age, I didn't know. I was in drill team, was doing other things a lot, and academically I did okay, but I wouldn't say that I was like top 10% or anything in high school. I was just kind of floating around. Still not sure what I wanted to do. So I went to LCC, and I loved LCC. It was still great. Spent 2 years there. My first major, when I graduated from high school, was actually paleontology, because I thought I wanted to learn about dinosaurs and discover dinosaurs. And then I realized I didn't really like digging in the dirt, so not going to be a paleontologist. Then I thought, this is my thinking, literally, as an 18-year-old girl. I like to wear suits. I'll go into business. So thought I was going to go into business. Then while I was at LCC, I settled into nutrition and actually got a scholarship to go to Texas Tech to study dietetics. And I studied dietetics for 3 years. It was okay. A lot of bodybuilders in the class, and was just feeling like that's not really what my place was. And my junior year in college, I had a professor who, I was taking what I call baby biochemistry, and I had a professor who said, you know, you're really good at this, and would you want to do something else? And I thought, well, not really sure. So I distinctly remember that evening, and I called my mom and told my mom, Mom, I think I want to change my major. I was a junior in college already, junior. And I wanted her to make my decision. I was like, Mom, tell me, what should I do? What should I do? And she did not make that decision. And that was a pivotal moment in my life, because I remember thinking, I have to make my own decisions now. My mom won't make them for me anymore. And so I changed my major as a junior and changed it to biochemistry. So then spent another couple of summers trying to catch up. So I graduated college in 6 years with a Bachelor's of Science in Biochemistry. Still not sure what I was going to do with my life. Then when I graduated, I had a professor approach me for a PhD spot. Still not sure that's what I wanted to do. So did some research for a couple of years, and during the time in research is when I decided that maybe medicine is where I should be. And it was, again, another professor, my mentor, the person I did research with, who kind of said, I think you need to be a doctor. The whole time, I never thought I was smart enough to be a doctor, or good enough to be a doctor. And I said, okay, well, I'll apply. So I applied to medical school, and I got in. And then I was like, am I gonna go? Is this what I'm gonna do? And I did, and I'm actually so glad I did it. I realized that this whole time, I was never really sure if I was ever good enough to do the thing that I really wanted to do the whole time. And I had people that always kind of mentored me and pushed me into the direction that I needed to be. So I graduated from medical school and did a residency for 4 years in OBGYN. Graduated medical school in 2000, residency in 2008, and then went on into private practice. In private practice is where I think I developed all my skills and learned how to be a good doctor, learned how to talk to people. And then in 2016, I lost a patient 2 weeks after giving birth. And being there with her when she passed away and being with the family was literally the most rewarding experience I'd ever been through. I had delivered thousands and thousands of babies, but being with her and her family and supporting her family as she passed was just so wonderful, in a weird way. So at that point, I decided that I was going to move towards pursuing another degree. I took a couple of years, but I closed my practice, got my kids out of private school, then went back to school and did what's called a fellowship. So a fellowship is what you do after you do residency. So you go to medical school, do your residency, then I did a fellowship in hospice and palliative care. And I graduated in 2021 and now work with Hospice of Lubbock, where I take care of severely ill adults and children who are passing away. And I know it sounds very morbid, but it is a wonderful field and it's a calling. And what I have learned basically in this whole journey is a couple of things. Is know what you're good at. Figure out what you're good at. I knew from the beginning that I was pretty good at science. So I knew I needed to do science in some way or another. Number two, figure out what your gifts are. I learned in this journey that my gift is supporting people through difficult times. That's what I liked. I'm not a fair weather friend, I'm a bad weather friend. And then finally, whatever you do, don't do it just for you. What I have learned in dealing with the elderly populations and talking to them as they're ending their journey, I have learned that the people who are most satisfied with their life are people who served others, people who left a legacy of helping people. No matter what it is that you do, don't do it just for you. Do it for the benefit of other people, and I think you'll have a fulfilled life in the end. Thank you.
Jacob Cardenas is an engineering and technology magnet student, the National Honor Society historian, the class of 2023 public relations officer, a member of the principal board, a superintendent student advisory committee member, top AP scholar, reserve grand champion for Life Downs Art Contest, and the best actor for One Night Play. Upon graduation, he will be attending the School of Arts Institute in Chicago. Introducing Legend Attorney Jose S. Reyes II, Jacob Cardenas.
Joey Reyes has been practicing law for 20 years. He currently has his practice in Laredo, Texas, which focuses on criminal and personal injury law. He has litigated cases throughout Texas and in federal and state court. Joey Reyes met his wife, Angie, who also attended United High School. He is a graduate of the class of 1993. They are proud parents of 3 wonderful children. Joey attended Indiana University Maurer School of Law in 2001 and worked at the District Attorney's Office for Webb and Zapata counties in Texas until 2006. Here, he served as Chief Prosecutor for the 49th Judicial District and was responsible for all felony-level offenses committed in Webb and Zapata counties. In 2022, Mr. Reyes received Laredo's top 5 lawyers and top 5 law firms by Laredo Morning Time Reader's Choice Awards. He holds this achievement in high regard because it was awarded to him by the Laredo community, which he proudly serves. He was also recognized by Laredo's legal community in 2014 for his outstanding work and was awarded the first ever Oscar J. Peña Freedom Award for Lawyer of the Year. Over the years, Mr. Reyes has held many leadership positions. He has served for the board of Laredo Center for the Arts and was also commissioner for planning on the zoning commissions for City of Laredo. He currently serves on the Board of Adjustments for City of Laredo. A passionate advocate of Laredo's youth, Mr. Reyes has served on the board of Laredo's Boys and Girls Club since 2014 and is the 2nd vice president. He is also on the board of directors for Laredo's Pony Baseball and Softball League, a board that he has served since 2014. With much enthusiasm, I introduce to you Attorney Jose S. Reyes.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you to the committee, the League of Legends, administrators, faculty, staff, and my fellow honorees. I've literally done 100 trials in my life, and I've never been more nervous than I am right now. I've stood in front of thousands of people, given different speeches that I've come up with on the fly. And looking back, 30 years ago, I was in the exact same position you all are now. I was not the valedictorian, I was not the salutatorian, I wasn't top 10% of my class. I was an underachiever who did the bare minimum to get by so that I wouldn't get grounded. And I say that because one of the ironies is you don't realize how quickly 30 years flies by. And I think about it now, and I'm looking at the teachers that are here, and I still remember every teacher that actually, the ones that gave me a hard time because they saw something more in me than I saw in myself. Rosario Galindo, Vicky Cortez, Ms. Villarreal, Mr. Jacinto. I remember them all. But there was one that took a special interest in me, and his name was Colonel Joel Hetland. He taught trigonometry and calculus. It was probably the hardest class. It was my only C that I ever received in high school. But he taught me more than just advanced mathematics. I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for a retired Air Force colonel who took a special interest in a kid who liked to sit in the back of the class. I wish I could tell you all my stories, and they'd be pretty embarrassing, and I wouldn't want to go through that and it'd bore you. But I can tell you this, enjoy every minute of it. Enjoy every minute of your time here. It goes by and you'll look back and you'll have fond memories, but enjoy it. But what I do want to impart with you is life changes in an instant. And so have your dreams and follow them. Colonel Hetland taught me that The main thing is you need to find your passion in life, whatever it is. And once you find it, dedicate yourself to it. 100%, 110%. Dream big. Have big dreams. Dreams so big that even if you fail, it's still a great achievement. And don't be afraid of failing big. You will fail. You will fail in love, life, financially. In some way, you will fail. But it is not a loss if you learn a lesson from that failure. I've failed hundreds of times, but I've never lost because I've never given up. So I wish you all the best. I wish you success. I implore you to travel the world, leave, go to college out of state, but come back. Because my passion has always been helping youth sports, whether it be male or female, because I am a product of youth sports here in Laredo. And I'm here because somebody else sacrificed and gave back, and I implore you to do the same. I thank you for your time and your attention, and I wish that the best of your todays are the worst of your tomorrows. Thank you.
Diego Garcia is currently ranked number 1 in the class of 2023, President of National Honor Society, the class treasurer officer, an engineering and technology magnet student, UIL academic competitor, a member of the principal board, a superintendent and student advisory committee member, and a United States Border Patrol Youth of the Month recipient. Upon graduation, he will be attending Stanford University in California, introducing legend Patty Kirby, Diego Garcia.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez. Patty Kirby is a proud graduate of United High School's class of 2000, the class of the new millennium. While in high school, Patty distinguished herself as a winning public speaker, leading a UIL informative speaking, persuasive speaking, one-act play, and her favorite, debate team. She also anchored the school's own TV channel, United News. Patty went on to earn her Bachelor's of Arts degree in Communication Studies from Texas State University in 2004. While studying at Texas State, she led many academic organizations, including serving as the president of Lambda Pi Eta and the National Communications Honor Society. She was also a recipient of the National Collegiate Communication Arts Award in 2004 and named the Texas State Public Speaking Grand Champion that same year. In the community, Patty has helped many civic organizations, ranging from the Toastmakers International to the Women's City Club Junior Achievement and the TAMU Small Business Development Center, to name a few. She is also a former Miss Webb County and was featured on a recent cover of Divino magazine, which spotlighted successful women in business. Her professional career has taken her from the halls of Congress in Washington, D.C., where she worked as the communications director for the 28th Congressional District of Texas, to back home in Laredo, where she dedicated over 15 years to KGNS TV, the local NBC affiliate, as a creative producer, features reporter, promotions director, and eventually senior sales executive. Today, Patty is the co-owner of Madison Avenue Marketing Agency in Laredo, Texas, a solution for local business owners who need quality marketing materials produced under one roof locally by fellow Laredoans. they know and trust. From videography to photography, website design to social media management, digital advertising to graphic design, branding and everything in between, Madison Avenue does it all. In just a short time, she has grown her business to an expansive creative workspace where she can continue doing the work that she loves, to help local businesses grow and thrive, provide jobs for other creatives just like her, and give marketing students an opportunity to learn all about the ins and outs of the marketing world. Patty would not be where she is today without the support of her loving family, her husband Nick, and her son Jacob. Unfortunately, Ms. Kirby could not be with us today, so we will accept this award on her behalf. So can we please give a large round of applause for Ms. Patty Kirby.
Victor Koo is an engineering and technology magnet student, this year's varsity basketball defensive player of the year, all academic team, the president of Fellowship of Christian Athletes, an American Legion Boy State member, Young Leaders Summit Council in Southern California, and a member of the United High School Principal Board, and a Superintendent Student Advisory member. Upon graduation, he will be attending Texas A&M in College Station. Introducing legend Debbie Hernandez, Victor Koo.
Debbie Hernandez is a 2007 graduate of United High School, graduating number 9 in her class. While at UHS, she served as class president, treasurer for the United Choir, and as a member of the National Honor Society. Aside from academic excellence, she excelled in music, being a 3-time All-State member of the Texas TMEA Choir. After high school graduation, Ms. Hernandez attended Baylor University and pursued a degree in music education. While at Baylor, she won the Howard Choral Music Education Award and the Edwards and McCrae Music Award. In addition, Ms. Hernandez was a finalist in the National Singing Competition for the Texoma region for NATS in 2008. After graduating with high honors from Baylor University, she became the head choir director at United High School, where she led several students to be all-state musicians and received superior ratings for UIL performances. In 2017, Ms. Hernandez pursued her master's degree in vocal pedagogy in Nashville, Tennessee. After graduating with her master's, she returned to Texas, where she started the choir program at United South High School and has reached unprecedented success with United South's first all-state choir member. Although she has unparalleled success in music with her choirs, her impact extends beyond music. Outside of the classroom, Ms. Debbie Hernandez has dedicated over 14 years of her life to the Laredo community by serving the children and youth through mentoring, teaching, and instilling values of faith, love, courage, and justice. By being part of the children's life in Laredo, she has provided wisdom and guidance to the youth in spiritual and emotional areas through nonprofit organizations like United Baptist Church and Dunamis Ministries. Ms. Debbie Hernandez has also led several mission trips where she teaches music and scripture in Texas, Alabama, Tennessee, as well as internationally in Denia, Spain, and Iquitos, Peru. It is my honor to introduce to you Ms. Debbie Hernandez.
Good morning. I'm going to share with you 10 lessons, but as you share with me, I want you to follow along. So if I say 1, I want to see you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 10, okay? So I would like to share with you lessons I have personally learned and things that I wish someone told me when I was your age. Number 1, you must know you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Turn to your neighbor and say, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. You are a marvelous creation, unique and set apart for a purpose. The human body is so amazing. Your heart beats 8,000 of liters of blood. Your brain can hold up to 20,000 dictionaries of information. You're a miracle. Therefore, do not listen to anyone who puts you down, not even if it's you. Which brings me to point number 2. Because you're marvelous, your neighbor's marvelous. So point number 2, do unto others as you would have them do to you. The quality of your relationship, how well you get along with others, will determine your success.
Before taking any action, stop and think if you would like someone to do that to you. Story time. When I was getting my master's in Nashville, somebody stole my car. Huge inconvenience. That person was caught, prosecuted, and went to jail. If only he would have stopped to think, his life could have been very different. Number 3, you reap what you sow. There are consequences to everything. What point are we on? Number 3, thank you. What you put in will show. If you study, it will show. If you cheat, it will show. If you love, it will show. If you hate, it will show. If you eat that donut, it will show. Just kidding, eat the donut, it's fine. Brian Tracy once said, consistent, dependable, steady work is superior to bursts of genius. What's next? 4, choose to be unstoppable. Be persistent. Did you notice that all of us said that failures never stopped us? That's a quality that you need, be unstoppable. See failures as learning. Thomas Edison once wrote, many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Marie Forleo once said, I win or I learn, but I never lose. Number 5, forgive. Do not hold on to past hurts or offenses. Free yourself and forgive. Forgive your parents, forgive your family, forgive your friends, forgive even your enemies. Unforgiveness is like taking poison, it only hurts you. On the other side of that is number 6, accountability. Sometimes you're the one who's wrong. Ask yourself, am I an issue? Is there something I can do differently? And then take action. Number 7, face your problems with courage. Do not run to vices or things to soothe your discomfort. Face it bravely and heal it. Do not medicate it. Number 8, be grateful in all circumstances. Turn to your neighbor and say, be grateful. One afternoon, as I was listening to a book by Deborah Adele, she said, everything can be an act of worship. As I was washing dishes, I started thanking God for water, for the ability to use my hands, for my home, for my family. I was just thanking God for everything. Being thankful changes everything, much like love. Number 9, choose to love. Love is an action, a verb. What our society needs is love. Not the emotional, selfish, fleeting love, but the love that is backed by actions, service, putting others' needs before your own, and commitment. Everyone say commitment. Love is choosing to do the right thing. And for my final point, can I have your eyes on me? For my final point, this is the most important one. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this point. With God, all things are possible. I'm going to say it one more time. With God, all things are possible. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for Him. I thank my God. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for your attention. I wish you the best in your endeavors. God bless you.
Our final student, Victoria Gutierrez, is our Longhorn head cheerleader, a first-place UCA Regionals competitor with a top 10 ranking Universal Cheerleaders Association title, a member of our principal board and a superintendent student advisory committee member. Upon graduation, she will be attending St. Mary's University with a full cheerleading scholarship. Introducing legend Dr. Arnaldo Trevino, Miss Victoria Gutierrez.
Dr. A. Trevino, OG, graduated from United High School in 2011. During his time there, he was on the cross-country team and was the representative in the homecoming court. He was a member of the National Honor Society and voted most lovable by his classmates. During his senior year, he earned the prestigious Eagle Scout Award from the Boy Scouts of America. Dr. A. Trevino attended the University of Texas at San Antonio and earned a Bachelor's of Science degree in biology in the hopes of being accepted into an optometry program. Dr. A. Trevino graduated with honors from the Doctor of Optometry at the University of Houston. He attended his externships at the Albuquerque Indian Health Science Service in Albuquerque, New Mexico, University Eye Institute with the University of Houston, Cedar Springs Eye Clinic in the Dallas, Texas, and did his residency at the Illinois College of Optometry and the Chicago Lighthouse in Chicago, Illinois. Dr. A. Trevino is currently employed as an optometrist at the UT Health Houston. Dr. A. Trevino is in a loving relationship with Miranda Sanchez, UHS class of 2012, and together they care for the rescue dog, Devin. Dr. A. Trevino finds time to visit Laredo and travel with his parents, Orlando and Silvia Trevino, and his sister, Dr. Elda A. Trevino, PhD, and his niece, Lorena S. Trevino. Dr. A. Trevino gives credit for his success in school to his parents, UHS teachers, administrators, and staff, and his fellow classmates for all their encouragement and support during his time at UHS. We regret to inform you that Dr. A. Trevino was unable to attend his assembly, so we also accept this award on his behalf.
Thank you, honorees, for your words of wisdom and encouragement. Each of you have inspired our students to always believe in themselves and to never give up on their dreams. But before we begin to close this assembly, we have a special performance from one of our Longhorn legends, a dear friend of mine, Miss Debbie Hernandez.
This song is called O Mio Bambino. It's an Italian aria from an opera by Puccini. She's just going to be singing about how much she's in love with someone, and she's like, Daddy, please let me marry him. Or else. You can find out, research. O Mio Bambino caro.
Principal of United High School, Ms. Salazar.
Wow, what a morning, students. What do we do? Another round of applause for our amazing League of Legends. I feel so honored and privileged hearing your stories this morning. They're amazing. I'm just so excited that I was a part of our League of Legends for this year. What amazing individuals. In closing, students, I just want to remind you about our spring break week. I want you to be safe, respectful, and responsible, and I want all of you back at 100% on March the 20th. Not the 21st, but March the 20th. Alrighty, so have a great spring break. And before that, congratulations. You're always welcome here at United High School. This is your home from now on. You don't need a personal invitation. And those of you traveling, safe travels. Have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Happy Friday, my favorite word. And before we leave, we got to hear our alma mater and our fight song. Thank you so much. Please stand.